by. You can always share it in the chat too. We love celebrating those wins, big or small. Doesn't have to be writing apps. It can be just you showed up to a team call, you made your first dials, you got your first leads, you completed a chapter in pre-licensing. All of that's a win and all of that counts. And the better you get at celebrating wins, the more fun this becomes. I'll tell you that right now. So, welcome to the very, very last day of March. This is my husband Hunter's birthday as well. So, if you know him, if you don't, give him a little shout out. Happy birthday. He is 39 today, not 40. If you ask my sister, she says 40. He's not 40 yet. That's next year. But happy birthday, Hunter, and welcome to our team call today on Monday. So we are, believe it or not, it's the last day of March, but we are in the first official week of April. That's how Symmetry works. We track it as of the last month, Friday of the month. That closes out the Symmetry month. So we are already day one of the first week of April. This is a really, really good time. I love the first week of the month because it gives you that opportunity to start momentum early, and then you just get to keep going, right? Like if you've already written enough to pay your bills in the first week or two, the next 2 weeks feel really good. That's usually when these records start to hit because you don't worry about it. You're not stressing about it. You don't have commission breath. You're chill, you're cool, you're confident. And people buy from people who are chill, cool, and confident. So get that party started right now, and you're going to be kicking it really, really good by the end of this month. New writers for the month of March. Look at this. Look at this. I love it. We've got Dustin Barnett on Team James Burge. We've got Amanda Kays on Team Bridget Felix. We've got Jordan Johnson on Team Tommy Boy. And another big win, Jordan just wrote 5K in her first month here. And I know she mentioned that a lot of that was warm market. And that's the cool thing. We've got the leads here. Some people start right into the leads. Some have some people that they can hit up in their lives that they need life insurance. Most of us know someone who's underinsured. So she utilized her market for that. And now she's got some nice cash flow going into investing in some leads. Really smart way to get into business if you're short on funds in the beginning. So great job, Jordan. Congrats on a 5K month. Jacob Hansen, brand new writer as well, direct to Tommy Boy. And Monserrato Salazar, direct to Tommy Boy as well. I mentioned in our wins that Ben is a new writer. He's going to show up for the month of April because he wrote on the last day of the month. So that's another big win coming in here for next week. Durgan Ellefson Base Shop. For the week of 3/22, we had 27 families protected. I could never do that myself. That's the power of building. Once you start sharing the opportunity here, you start growing, you get to impact more and more families. 27 families would have been a really, really busy week for me. So I'm really grateful that we've got this amazing team to help spread the love and protect families. So 43,814 APV. We've got Monserrato with 2 families protected, 267 APV. We've got myself with 1 family, 845. Tommy Boy, 1 family, 2,780. Ibble Wood, 3 families, 3,513. Jordan Johnson, 2 families, 3,951. Kristen Walsh, 5 families. Kristen's also almost having a 10K month. She was very, very close to a 10K month. And this is really her first month really rocking and rolling. I know she just retired from her 9 to 5 and she's ready to go full-fledged, full-time here. And I mean, if you can make a lot more than what you're making 9 to 5 and half the time, a fraction of the time, it's just a no-brainer. And eventually you're going to get to that point where you realize it. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this call. But congrats, Kristen. 5 families, 7,234, and a 7K week at that. Like that's pretty incredible. I know it's a record for her. Mama Margot, 13 families protected for 25,222. Mama Margot, I don't know if that's a record week for you, which is kind of crazy. If 25,000, we're not sure if that's a record or not, but that's pretty dang good. So congrats to you. We had 10 unique writers, 3 brand new writers, 95 families protected for the month of March at 131,229 APV. So congrats to everybody that went out and protected families. We're just going onward and upward. Felix Base Shop for the same week, 8 families protected for 6,018. We have Lakota with 1 family, 804. We've got Dustin with 1 family, 1,524. And Brandon, ever so consistent, 2 families, 3,690. For the month of March, 8 unique writers, 2 brand new, welcome to the team, 36 families protected at 57,778. That is impact. That is impact right there. That's like over 100 people over 130 people that we just changed lives forever, just in a month. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So, promotion guidelines, we go over this every single week for a reason. So, if you're brand new to the call, if this is your 100th time seeing that, there's a reason for it. If you don't have this somewhere in your office where you can see it every single day, be sure to do that. I know people that have this as a screensaver on their phone. I know people that have it framed up. I've got it right here on my whiteboard. You got to have it up because this is exactly what you need to get promoted. It doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how much your upline loves you. It doesn't matter how many nice notes you send to HQ and corporate office saying you love them. That none of that matters to get promoted here. What matters is the numbers. So you can make your own success here just by following along. So if you're a brand new agent, everybody starts off here at 80%. Now, if you follow along with our traditional line on the left, all you have to do is issue 2,500 2 months in a row, and you're going to bump up to 85%. So you're making 5% more for doing the same amount of work. 5,000 2 months in a row, you're up to 90%. So you just gave yourself a 10% raise in 4 months. How many people in a corporate job ever get a 10% raise in a year? Not often. Not often for doing the same work that you did last year. So you have that control. Now, what's super cool is if you look over to the right, we actually have the opportunity to slingshot our success. So your first three promotions, you can earn in 3 months instead of 6 months. So if you issue 5,000, you guys, that's an average of 5 families protected. That's it. In a whole month, you're going to get up to 85% promotion. 7,500, little bit more. We saw Kristen is relatively new here. She's really just getting started. She just did that in a week, and this is her first month really ramping up. So very, very doable. And if you get that done in a month, you're going to bump up to 90%. Next month, 12.5, about 12 and a half families protected, you're at 95%. These are very doable. These are not meant to be like out of your reach. We want to promote people here. We want you to move up this promotion guideline because you deserve it. You deserve to be rewarded for your work. We get paid really, really well for doing a really, really important job. And so you can just keep controlling your success all the way up to the very, very top. So memorize this, know what you need. And just to put that in perspective, I mentioned Jordan just wrote 5,000 in her first month. If all that issues, which it probably will, she just got a promotion. First month, boom, done. So just know that you got this. It's very, very simple. Just know what you got to do, hone in on your weekly goals, and make it happen. And again, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to do that here later. Who's recruiting for the month of March? We've got James B with one new packet back. We've got Bridget with just a measly 29 people back for the month of March. That's awesome. That's potentially 29 new people on this team that's going to continue to make an impact. We've got Alexis with one packet back. We've got Colin with one. We've got Mama Margot with three. Myself with six. Incredible Wood with 15. And Tom with 63. 63 packets back. 63 people that are looking at this opportunity and saying, do I want to change my life? The answer is probably yes. So congrats. We're building big things here. And that's the great part about this opportunity is you can come in here and you can make 6 figures and up. You can get all the way up to the promotion guidelines. You look at that, you can get all the way up to 130% all by yourself if you want to. And I know people that do that. So you don't have to build a team if that's not what you want to do. But where you really get the time, money, freedom here is by growing, is by building. We have the structure in place. We're going to help train your people. Our corporate office helps train your people. That's what HQ was all for. So it's not like you're coming in and having to do all the work. You're just sharing people with the opportunity and you're just plugging them in and seeing who wants to keep doing this. And then this is the impact. Eventually, you don't have to be in the field if you don't want to. Eventually, you wake up to deposits that you don't know where they come from. Eventually, you're winning trips and you don't even know how you won it because you weren't even in the field anymore. That's the opportunity here and so much more. You get the opportunity to change lives too. So if that's your cup of tea, let us know. We can help you get rolling with that. Our future agency owners, these guys are doing it. We've got Team Burge with one writer, 1524. And Bridget, didn't you say that he's on track for team leader? Is that where we are right now? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's our first level of leadership. And it's just onward and upward. Agency owners, very, very nearby. Once you hit that, it just starts to spin ball. And then it's cool. It's really cool to see. So congrats. Team Incredible Wood, two writers, 10,748. I know she's getting pretty close to getting that AO title too. She's been working really hard for it, and there's a lot of good things happening on Ibble's team. Team Mama Margot, one writer, 25,222. We love that. Congrats, you guys. Congrats on future agency owners. This is good stuff here. Sorry, I need to cancel my notifications. Gotta love Macs. They just pop up in your corner and you're like, what's going on? So, one thing that we really, really love about this, I don't know about you, but my whole like purpose for becoming an insurance agent, I actually had three purposes. One was it was COVID and I couldn't get hired anywhere else. So I was like, cool, I can stay at home. I can work in my sweatpants and this makes really good money. So that sounds good to me. I wanted to be able to have a really, really good training system. We've got that here. And I wanted to go on all expense paid trips for free. That's kind of really where it was at. Those were my criteria. And so this was a really big opportunity. And since I've been here since 2020, the opportunities to go places has just expanded. Pretty much every single carrier has their own destinations trip that you can qualify for, and Symmetry has a destinations trip that you can qualify for. So there are people that go on 5, 6, 7 trips a year. I know people that have to say no to some trips because they just have too many planned. That's what can happen if you just set your mind to where you want to go. And these are not designed to just blow you out and only the top people in the company can earn them. I just earned a trip to Americo's second trip. The second trip I won from them to Mexico coming up in June. And that's just because I focused in. I wrote a lot of Americo. They're a great company, great carrier. They have great products. And that's just kind of what my go-to was if the client qualified. So that's all you have to do. You decide you want to go to Reykjavik, then write a lot of Americo. You're going to get there. Do you want to go to Lanai? Write a lot of LNG. Do you want to go to Croatia? Right? AMAM. That's what you got to do. So figure out, look at those contest guidelines, see what you need in total. They tell you what you need for like America. You need to actually earn 45,000 in I think it's a 6-month window of commissions, and you are in the running for qualification. So just find out what you need and make sure you're writing that and you're breaking it down every week, what you need to do. And before you know it, you're there and it's doable. And these will change your life. Just one of these trips will change your life. They don't skimp out when they take you on these by any means. So I can go on and on about the trip. So we should probably move on for the sake of time. Now, last but not least, ways to connect on here. If none of this looks familiar, take a screenshot, reach out to your upline and make sure that you are in the know. If you already made it here, so you're already a step ahead, but this virtual office that we're in right now, when in doubt, this is where you should be. Like Mama Margot said, she just popped in here and ran a whole 4-hour training on Saturday, probably pretty impromptu, but she probably posted it in chat and whoever saw it jumped in. You gotta be looking out for those things. Your success is in your hands. If you're not successful here, I hate to say it, it's your fault. Your upline's not responsible for that. If you're plugged in, you see the opportunities that everybody else sees, and it's up to you to take advantage of that. And if you do, you guys, the options are endless. There's no ceiling here. So take that opportunity. Make sure you're in the chat that you need to be. You should always be in this virtual office during the day if you're working, whether you're studying, whether you're dialing, whether you're plugging through HQ. It's good to have a community. You can ask questions and learn all the things. Last but not least, again, I think this is our last slide. I'm going to keep saying that till we get to the end of the slides. Walk of Fame. This is a relatively new thing. The last couple weeks, we rolled this out, and now we are in it. So where you are in the process is going to dictate what call you're on. This is not meant to be you are on every single one of these. So if you're brand new, if you're in pre-licensing right now, or you just got your license and you're kind of getting things started, you should be on our Monday call. And that's directly after this. It's in the Walk of Fame breakout. If you are about to start dialing or you already are dialing, so that's where you are. You're on the whole portion of like, I'm trying to book appointments. That's where I'm at. Then you should be on Tuesdays. It's gonna be right before our breakfast club, right here in this Zoom room in the Walk of Fame breakout. If you are presenting in sales, so really, if you're dialing, you should be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If you want to be really, really good, you're going to be learning from the best of the best. People who are elite and top producers are going to be teaching you how to become that. So Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, excuse me, that should be what you're in. If you want to build, we talked about that a little bit earlier. If you like the idea of having time and money, if you like the idea of building a big, fat, juicy agency with your name on it that you can will to your kids and your grandkids, be on there on Fridays. That's going to be where you learn all the goods. You're going to learn how to do what you need to do and build a big agency while also learning this business at the same time. I skip Thursdays. That's advanced training. So if you want to write 5K in a week, if you want to make good money, if you want to be earning 10, 15, $20,000 a month, be on there on Thursdays. That's prior to Breakfast Club too. So take a picture of this if you want to get in on that. It's available to anybody. It's free. The training here is always free. So do that. Do yourself a favor. Get in where you need to, and you're going to learn some good stuff. Is that it? That's it. All right. Perfect. 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 Well, I have a short little topic for you guys. Those slides really cover some of the most important information that you need every single week. That's why we repeat it. But what I wanted to go over today was just kind of a reiteration of the system. And what I mean by that is the system that we have here works as long as you work it. And that's kind of been the underlying theme of everything I've talked about thus far. So ultimately here, and I've been here for over 5 years, so I have seen a lot. I've seen a lot of agents come and go. I've seen a lot of agents win, and I've seen a lot of agents not win. And one thing remains the same. What separates the agents that win from the ones who don't are the ones who follow the system. And you guys, this system isn't 5 years old. It's not 20 years old. This stretches back to when Brandon, Brian, and Casey started this company, and they brought in the minds of all of their expertise to develop the system, and it has since been perfected. So this starts back to when they were beginning agents, and they took what they loved from all the companies that they worked with and got what worked and implemented it here. And it has continued to progress and evolve into what it is today. So with that in mind, know that everything has been factored. Every circumstance has been weighed in. The background of all kinds of agents have come in, and they've developed this system to be suitable and duplicatable for everybody. You just have to follow it. Now, I had a little bit of an ego when I came in here. I had some sales experience. And so I thought that maybe the way I said the script would be better than how it was written. And guess what? That made me fail my first couple of weeks. I didn't book as many appointments as I needed to. I got told no a lot. I struggled more than I needed to because I chose not to follow the system exactly. Now, luckily, I learned that lesson then, but some don't. Some don't. And so they don't follow the system and they continue to struggle. And then they blame the system for not working. So let this be a lesson learned. Whether you choose to learn it the hard way or you listen to me now and learn it the easy way, that choice is yours. But following the system that we've laid out here is going to make you win. It's going to. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So we're not reinventing the wheel. We've laid this out because it works. And the thing is this business is simple. It's just not always easy. Bridget said that to me the day she interviewed me. She said, because I said, this sounds too good to be true. And a lot of people say that when they first look at this. She said, now what we do is not easy, but it is simple. And so the agents that are succeeding here, they're not always the smartest, the most capable, they're not getting all these high marks and all these things, and that's why they're winning. They're just the ones who stayed here long enough to do what it's designed to do. They're just the ones that stuck it out until they figured it out. And we say here all the time, and it's true, this business is caught. It's not taught. You just have to stay here until you get that light bulb moment. And I know people like Kristen, who just almost wrote a 10K month in her first full month here. That light bulb moment hit. Now she gets it. Now she knows what she needs to do that every single month. And that's how it goes. So really, what are the key components of the system? Ultimately, you got to learn the scripts. You got to memorize them. And yes, it's not your words. It's not. It's someone else's words. It's a combination of all the best words that they could possibly put together to make you sound the most confident when you're still learning. That's what that script is designed for, both of them. So learn them. Once you own it, then you can make it your own, but you have to own it first. So don't wing it. Practice it. The more you have that script memorized, the better your dialing's going to go because you don't have to worry about the words. You can worry about the actual experience of talking to that person. Dialing consistently, activity. Nothing happens here without the phones. Nothing at all, right? You can have that script memorized, but if you don't take the next step and dial, nothing's going to happen. Okay. You can learn every square inch of HQ and it's not going to pick up the phone for you. So you have to dial, you have to lean in. And maybe it's uncomfortable in the beginning. Maybe it kind of sucks in the beginning. Maybe that's a little bit harder. For me, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. It was harder to pick this really heavy thing up and wait for someone to answer than actually talk to a real human and be nervous about it. That gets into your head. But the more you do it, the better you get. The goal is appointments. It's not perfection. It's not to have all this stuff understood down, everything about every carrier before you start dialing. It's about doing it. Doing it, doing it, doing it. Then you get good. Then you like it. You like stuff you're good at. Now I like dialing because I'm good at it. I have fun, right? People don't bother me if they say no. I'm looking for the yeses. The last component, sit with 10 people every single week. That's the magic number here. If you sit with 10 early on, the average agent writes 3 out of those 10 people. So with that, you're going to keep growing, right? If you can get in front of 10 people in an appointment every single week, you're going to write business and you're going to get better and better and better. And eventually you're writing 6, 7, 8 out of 10 people. That's working smarter, right? You're maximizing your time. So again, where most agents fall short here is they get in, they're excited, they get their license, right? That's a big hump. They get through that. Then the real work begins because then they have to start learning that script. And no one likes to sit down and memorize words, right? We all got out of school. We hated that part. I don't know anyone that likes to memorize words, but you got to, right? Then they invest their first week in leads. They don't book enough appointments. They get discouraged, right? Maybe they sit with one person, maybe they sit with 2, no one buys. They get discouraged. They start to doubt themselves. They think this doesn't work. I did it one time, it didn't work. This might not be for me. So you know what they do? They don't invest the second week because they want to get their money back from what they invested the first week. So they go back and they dial through those leads that they haven't gotten a hold of yet, spinning their wheels. They did not refresh their inventory. And guess what? They probably didn't book any more appointments, or maybe they booked 1 or 2 more, sat with those people maybe, and then guess what? Maybe they didn't write any business. Maybe they did. Maybe they got lucky. If you write business your first couple of weeks, you're probably getting lucky because that's how it goes. Okay. So if they didn't write any business, then what? Week 3, this isn't for me. I'm going to quit. So how you can avoid this, suck it up and just know that you have to keep investing because you have to keep that flow fresh. You keep dialing your old leads, but you got to refresh and get your new leads. Once you do that, you're going to put yourself in a position to book enough appointments and you keep sitting with people. For me, I didn't write business until my 3rd week. I did that exact same thing. And that's funny. That's how it works. Agents that follow this, more often than not, they're writing business on their 3rd week because the first week you're learning how to dial. You're learning how to get appointments on the schedule. The second week, you're learning how to get them to show up. And then when they show up, you're learning how to actually talk through that script. The 3rd week is when you actually get through that script and you're going to start making sales. That's how the progression goes, time and time again. So do not stop investing in leads. Do not stop putting yourself in a position to win. Even if you're in week 3, you still haven't made a sale. Maybe you get into week 4 or 5. Miranda Martin, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of her. She didn't make a sale for her first 5+ weeks here. Didn't make a single sale. Then she went to conference without having made any sales. So sometimes your timeline's a little bit different than others. But here's what I know. Let's say you invest 250, 250, 250, 250. Okay? Let's say you invest $1,000 that first month in leads. And let's say you made 1 or 2 sales. What does the average agent earn per sale on their commission? What's the average agent earn? Anybody in the chat? Anybody want to say it out loud? Yep, around 600. And even now it has increased a little bit to around 900. So you invest $1,000 your first month, and let's say you write 1 app, you're already basically making your money back. You're already there. And so now you can go again. Let's say you write 3 apps your first month. You're already ahead of the game. You already made all your money back and you have a little cushion. 1 sale really makes a huge difference. So hold out for that and know that when that little fear goblin creeps in, that it's okay. As long as you keep going, you trust the system, you lean in, you're going to win. It's just a matter of time. And you have all these resources here. You've got the workroom. You can go in and listen to other people run their appointments. You can listen to other people dial. You can get encouragement by hearing other people go through the same thing as you and overcome it. This is all available to you, and that's going to speed up that learning curve. But you got to stick it out until you figure it out. So, with that, have a great Monday, you guys. If you are in pre-licensing or you just passed your test, pop over to Walk of Fame. I'm going to be talking in there too. But otherwise, have a great Monday, you guys. We'll see you next time.